left off on the bottom of page 8-26 with customer and sales reports. One of the many benefits of using QuickBooks Online is access to a number of reports that you can generate in just a few minutes. It's important to review certain reports on a regular basis to see how your business is doing overall. In addition, there are reports that you can review to ensure the accuracy of your data. There are two primary groups of reports that pertain to customers and sales, and the Who Owes You group. The Who Owes You report group includes reports that will help you to stay on top of outstanding customer invoices, like the accounts receivable aging detail report. Whereas the customers and sales group includes various sales reports such as the sales by product and services. In this section, we will cover 5 key reports: sales by guest detail, accounts receivable aging report, accounts receivable aging detail, open invoices, sales by product service summary, and the sales by property summary. We will start with the sales by guest detail report. So the sales by guest detail report lays out all of the sales you have recorded in QuickBooks by guest or your customer. It includes the transaction type, the transaction number, the product service sold, a memo description if applicable, the amount, and the payment method. After entering a batch of invoices or sales receipts, as you did in the previous exercise, it's a good idea to run this report to review the data for accuracy. So from our dashboard, we want to click on our reports icon in the left navigation bar. And this includes all of the reports that we can run in QuickBooks. So these are all the standard reports. If we scroll down, hold on one second. We're going to scroll down to the sales and customer section, and here we have sales by guest detail. Click on that and it's going to run our report for us. You can see it breaks it down by customer. So we have all of Astro Jetson's transactions, totals all of his out for us, Elroy, George. So this is sales by guest or sales by customer detail, and it shows us all of those transactions. Now, if we wanted to add 2 more columns here, so the book wants us to add the payment method and reference number columns. So if we click on our Customize button and expand our columns section, sorry, it was getting a little bit of a delay. And down at the bottom are the ones that have not been included yet. Just scroll down from there and you're going to check off payment method. And also reference number. And then you can close that out. So now you can see we have the payment method column and where'd our reference number column go? Oh, duh. There it is at the end. Okay, now this is important because I don't want you to get confused here. In your book, it tells you that your report should have a total of $18,950. If I scroll down, mine shows $25,950. Why is that? Well, they had different dates in that they were using their transactions when they were entering their transactions. I left my dates all as the actual day that I was um, completing them. So these are all today's date for me. And the book actually did them in like July of 2021 or something. So what happened was they ran the report from a specific time period and it excluded some of the transactions that my report shows. So if you look at the bottom of page 832, you can see Astro Jetson only has 2 invoices shown. So that sales receipt is not being included there. So that's going to eliminate that $3,000. And then another one, let's see. This is very hard to read because it's so tiny on my paper. But another one is George Jetson's, which is one of the Malibu 2 bedrooms. It's the $4,000 one. So that's taking $7,000 away from that already. And I believe the rest of them are shown there. So let me do a quick calculation here. So if you eliminate that $3,000 transaction because of the date criteria and the, what was it, the $4,000 transaction, that's going to bring that $25,950 down to the $18,950 that they show in the book. So we want, because we didn't change the date on our transactions, we want $25,950 shown for our total. Okay, so don't let that discourage you. That's how it should be. All right, next we're going to take a look at the Accounts Receivable Aging Summary Report. The Accounts Receivable Aging Summary Report provides a breakdown of all open invoices grouped by the number of days they are past due. This report should be reviewed on a weekly basis to avoid invoices becoming delinquent. We're going to go back to our Report Center. We're going to scroll down to the Who Owes You section, and we're going to select Accounts Receivable Aging Summary. So the AR Aging Summary report groups invoices based on how long they have been outstanding. There are 5 groups: current, 1 through 30, 31 through 60, 61 through 90, 91 and over. Invoices listed in the current group have not reached their due date. Invoices in the 1 through 30 day group have remained unpaid 1 to 30 days past their due date. Invoices in the 31 to 60 day group have remained unpaid for 31 to 60 days past their due date. Invoices in the 61 to 90 day group have remained unpaid for 61 to 90 days past their due date, and invoices that are 91 days or more past their due date make up the final group. So any invoices that were overdue would be shown in this specific section if I had any overdue. You should generate an AR aging summary at least once a week and contact customers with invoices past due 31 days or more. The longer an invoice remains unpaid, the more likelihood that it will never be paid. It's best to avoid this situation altogether by sending customers a reminder email, which you can set up QuickBooks to do automatically. Next, we have our Open Invoices report, and this is a list of all open invoices by customer or guest in Larry's case. It also includes invoice details such as invoice date, transaction type, invoice number, payment terms, due date, and open balances. So we're going to go back to our Report Center, scroll to the Who Owes You section, And here we want open invoices. So here is our open invoices report. In addition to the standard fields that appear on this report, property is also included in this column here. And this is since Larry uses this feature to track income and expenses. This report provides you with the level of detail required if you wanted to see invoice detail, which is not included on the AR aging summary report. Now you get your little caution sign at the bottom of page 835. Your report should have total open invoices of $9,475 as indicated in the above image. If you do not, you have to go back and find out where your error is. Now that's why I said be very careful filling out any of your transactions, because we will get to these points where they have to match our numbers. And if they don't, you pretty much have to go through every transaction that you entered and triple check it again. And that's, a decent amount of transactions that we've done so far. So it's better to take the extra time when you're inputting them than to use, 5 times more time going back and trying to find your mistake. But do make sure that you have that open invoices amount of $9,475 here. All right, next we have sales by product service summary report. The sales by product service summary report includes total sales for each product or service that you sell. It also includes the percentage of sales, so you can easily identify those products and services that are contributing to the bottom line versus those that are not. From our report center, we're going to go to the sales and customers section. And from here, select sales by product service summary, which is located here. We didn't change the dates on our transactions, so you don't necessarily have to do that. But from the drop down, if you just want to be sure, you can hit all dates to update that to show all of them. This report shows total sales of $25,950. The product that has the most sales is the Austin house at $9,000. So here we have the Austin house amount, $9,000. So that's our sales, 34.68%. And the product with the lowest sales is the Hollywood one bedroom, listed here for $1,050 or 4.05%. This report should be reviewed as often as possible to help understand what products and services are selling versus those that are not. Okay, next we have our sales by property summary report. If you turn on the class, location, or property tracking feature, you will have access to reports like sales by property summary. This report can give you insight into which properties are doing well and which are not doing so well. This information can help you create a strategy for those properties that are not doing as well as expected. So again, we're going to return to our report center. We're going to scroll down to sales and customers, and we're going to select sales by property summary. It's located here. Click to run that report. Again, since we didn't change the date on our transactions, you don't have to, but to be on the safe side, click all dates. Based on the information shown in the report, the California properties are doing just slightly better than the Texas properties. California has total sales of 9,550 versus the total sales for Texas property, 9,400. However, there is a third category called, ours isn't actually called anything anymore, they just put a dash, but that's where a property has not been specified. If you see this on your report, it means that there are sales that were recorded, but a property was not specified. You will need to go back to those transactions and specify a property so this report will accurately reflect the sales totals. So we will cover that next. So we're going to modify existing sales transactions from a report. You can modify transactions by drilling down on them within any QuickBooks report. By clicking once on the transaction amount, you can drill all the way down to the source document. Follow the steps to drill down on the transactions that make up the unspecified amount in the sales by property summary report for luxury lodging. So in this report, we can actually click on the $7,000 for the non-specified. And when we do that, it brings up all of the transactions that make up that $7,000. So we have a $3,000 sales receipt for Austin House, and we have a $4,000 invoice for Malibu 1-bedroom plus loft. So now from here, we can actually click on them to open them up individually. So this opens up the sales receipt number 1001, which is that $3,000 amount. And we can update it from here by selecting our property dropdown, and we're going to choose the Texas property. And we can select record and close from here. It's going to rerun that report, and you can see it's no longer listed on the sales by property detail because we did specify the property for that one. So we're going to do the same for invoice number 1002. But for this particular one, this is going to be the California property. Select that, save and close. Brings us back to the report, and you can see now it's showing no transactions here. So now in the top left-hand corner, we can click the link back to Summary Report, and it no longer shows that non-specified category. The California properties total has increased to $13,550. And the Texas properties total has increased to $12,400. All right, no more non-specified. All right, so just make sure your totals are correct here. All right, your next video will be going through some practice exercises of what we have learned in Chapter 8.